Today I'm working on my Boss RT3 7'6" straight blade standard duty plow, and I'm going to be changing the lift cylinder, and I'll explain a little bit of that later. But in any case, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to remove the hydraulic hose that attaches to it and then pull it out. Okay, so to remove this cylinder, basically you have the hydraulic line and fitting in here that threads into this fitting at the bottom. So I have to take this fitting off and put it on the other cylinder. So when you're taking it off, you don't rotate the hose. Obviously, the hose has a fitting. You hold that with a wrench and you rotate this piece and loosen it off. Then the seal lets go. Now I've lifted the hose up and tied it with a wire just so hydraulic fluid doesn't leak out. And I take just a nitrile glove and I stick it over it just so dirt doesn't get in there while I have it here. So we'll do that and then disconnect the pins at each end, which are here, just the pull pins. And there's one at the bottom, and we should be able to just pull it out. Now, obviously, I dropped the blade and took the pressure and the weight off it, so it should be quite easy to just pull those pins out. Both of those pins came out very easy. Just slid them out by hand. Had to just lift the shock a bit to take the weight off the bottom. And so now I can actually grab it and remove it. There we go. The whole unit is out, nothing to it. So I'm going to lay it on the table and remove the fitting. So to get the fitting out, I loosened this nut. Okay, so that is like a lock nut that's now loose. Once that's loose, you can actually turn the fitting out. In this case, I can turn it out by hand. You might need to put a wrench on the fitting to get it started. Actually, on this fitting, a 9/16 wrench will fit on the end, and you can rotate it with that wrench if you need to. So we're going to take it out, and I'm going to put it on the other lift cylinder down there. So you can check the fitting. This one looks fine. The threads look good. It's clean. And you can see the O-ring looks actually very good. And I can feel when I was turning it out that the O-ring was making good contact. You could feel the stiffness. So I think as long as that O-ring looks good, you're probably fine just to reuse what's on there. So in any case, remove the bolt here, the cover cap. So we're going to put this one in its place. I have some Boss hydraulic fluid. Before I put this fitting back into the new cylinder, I want to make darn sure that that O-ring is nice and oiled. And that inside the fitting there is oiled because it's a new cylinder, it may be dry. I want to make sure that when I'm threading that in, that the O-ring doesn't tear if there's no oil inside. So we're going to oil that up and then put it in. So I have I took the fitting back off just so I can get some hydraulic fluid in it. So I pour some in and then I lift the cylinder and the air bleeds out and the hydraulic fluid goes in. So I'm doing that several times just to make sure I have hydraulic fluid in it before it tries to push that piston anywhere for the very first time, and want all the seals inside here to make sure they're lubricated. So we'll top that off. I put the bleed screw here, the air vent screw, whatever you want to call it, on the other end, so that's got to be just snugged up. So now I have the fittings on the lift, on the cylinder, and I've snugged them up. And now I'm going to connect the hose back up to the cylinder. I'm holding it horizontally because I don't want any of the hydraulic fluid to leak out. So I'm just going to get this fitting onto the cylinder, snug it on, get it basically just finger tight so it's not going to leak when I tilt it. And then I'm going to swing it around, try and get the hose oriented correctly here, just the way it was. Flip it underneath and get the hose over it. And then we're going to just grab one of the pins, the one on the top. I'm going to slide in the pin in the top and have the cylinder hanging from the top, ready to go. What I did is I put the plow, I've got it jacked up a bit to make it a little easier to extend it to the right distance. This is actually a socket extension that I just put through. And using my hands now with the plow in float mode, I can push it down. So I'm pushing it down to about the right place. Then I'm going to lift the jack and get it right and push the pin through. Oh, there we go. No lifting, fighting, pushing or pulling. Jack is let down. I just
like I said, pulled the cylinder down a bit with two hands was not an issue as long as the plow was in float mode. And just then jacked the jack up until this pin perfectly lined up, and then it just slid through, put the clip in, and it's on. And tightened my connections. Now I'm actually going to just snug this one up here and we're basically good to go. So having just installed that cylinder, which is a different cylinder than was on there, I'm going to show you how the drop rate of the blade, that's what I'm going to call it, when you actually force the plow to fall to the ground again, you're going to see it's extremely slow right now. And this is with room temperature fluids in the truck. So this should, I'll lift it up. Now I'm going to let it fall, and this is a full fall. That is very slow. So when I have 30 below here, that thing's not going to want to drop. So I need to change the rate at which it's dropping down. And there is an adjustment on the back of the plow setup here to do that. And it's quite easy. You basically go to the back. I've already put an Allen key in there. That fitting right there. So I have to loosen this lock nut. And then as I turn this out, it opens the orifice larger for allowing the hydraulic fluid to escape when you drop it. If you don't have that open enough, you don't want it too much or it becomes very harsh to lower the plow. If you want to lower it a little bit, it'll bang and hit hard. You still want it to be smooth, but you want to make sure when you put it in float and you're back blading or even plowing that it is actually falling to the lowest point and the hydraulic fluid isn't still holding it up because it's taking so long to go down. So I'm going to open that up and I'll just show you the difference. Okay, so here we go after adjusting it. A lot quicker. I think that's about right, because once it's cold, it's not going to be that fast. So if you found these tips on how to change that cylinder and adjust the fall rate useful, please like and subscribe to my videos. Thanks.